Welcome everyone. This class is a little bit of our sequence class that we do at the Cranbrook studio and a little bit of flow fused in together. So if you're missing the heat, you're welcome to turn up the heat in your house before you do this. But this class will generate some heat for you if you're working like I'm working. So start out in a comfortable seated position. Cross-legged if that works for you today, and sit up tall. Start to come into the core supported breath. So if you did the class with me last week, you'll already know what that is. A reminder, take your hands into your ribs, middle fingers touch. As you inhale into your rib cage, feel your ribs expand. And on your exhale, you draw your abdominals in and up. Don't even worry about your ribs, they'll come together. Inhale, expand into your ribs. Exhale, abdominals move in and up. Inhale in through your nose. Your exhale can be out through your nose or your mouth, whatever you feel comfortable with. Keep going. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And we'll do one more. And aim to stay with this core supported breath throughout your practice. One arm comes down, inhale up, exhale over. Inhale into your ribs. Exhale, other side, core supported breath, abdominals move in and up. Rise. Reach. Rise. Reach, last one. Rise, both arms up. Take a twist to your right. So twist first and then up, fingertips lightly touch down. Rise, arms up. See if you can keep your arms really straight. This will actually start to work your arms, your biceps and your triceps. So you have to give them a little bit more engagement. One more time, up. Finish off, twist to your left. Up. Arms come down. Turn around, come into child's pose. Knees can be together or wide, totally your choice. So as you move throughout class, modify however you need to. And then active arm child's pose. Try and stretch your mat long. Arms stay straight. Soften. Come into tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under your hips. Your toes can be tucked or flat, your choice. And start to cycle through some cat-cow and see if you can lead with your pelvis. Tuck, 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 untuck. Sit bones spread up towards the ceiling. Tuck from your pelvis. Round your back. Untuck. So you can stay with this movement. Or if your spine craves a little bit more, mine does, and explore a little bit. You can look side to side. Circle your spine. Shift back. Shift forward. Sit back, tuck your toes if they're not tucked. Pull up, downward dog. Pedal out your dog, walk your dog. And really start to get into your hamstrings. So work to straighten one leg, shift your hip to the other side. Straighten the other leg, shift your hip to the other side. Reach, extend one leg out. Then the other leg. Bring awareness to your hands and start to walk your hands back towards the back of your mat. Hang out in a forward fold. Your knees can be bent. And if your knees are bent a lot, just start to straighten one leg a little bit more at a time. Again, more awareness into your hamstrings. If your shoulders fell to the floor, then soften them back up into where they would normally sit if you were standing. Place your left hand into the center, bend your left knee, right leg works to straighten, extend your right arm up. Really energize out through your right fingers. Right arm comes down, right knee bends. Fingertips down, work to straighten your left leg. Really reach your left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Left arm down. Roll yourself up. Arms extend up overhead. Toes come together. Interlace your hands, release your index fingers, thumbs cross. Shift the weight back into your heels, extend up. Reach to the right. Rise. Reach to the left. Rise. Reach to the right, hold. And as you reach to the right, you don't want to collapse into the right side. You want to keep extension through both sides of your waist. Palms start to squeeze together. Biceps squeeze in toward your ears. Weight shifts back to your heels. Rise up, and then other side. Palms together. Biceps squeeze in toward your ears. Lift through both sides of your waist. Shift back into your heels. Starting to work your arms, your shoulders, and opening your side waist, which is really good for your spine. Reach up. Arms come down, separate your feet wide, fold forward. Not wide, but hip distance. Walk your hands forward. Plank. You can lower down onto your knees or straight leg, elbows stay close to your body. Do 3 cobras. Inhale, lift up. Lower down. Lift up. Peel from your low back, mid back, chest comes up last. Lower down. One more, lift only about halfway, and then see if you can hover your hands. Hands come down, press up, back, downward dog. Walk your hands back to your feet, back of the mat. Hang out, forward fold. Roll yourself up, arms extend up. Overhead, not quite, actually let's touch them and then separate. Sit back into squat. A core variation squat, so knees stay back rather than forward. Straighten your arms as much as you can. Try and really reach them away. There should be a little curve in your low back. Sit back more into your heels. Arms stay where they are, straight, strong, stand up. Lift your heels, come to the balls of your feet, push the tops of your feet forward. So it doesn't matter how low you go. See if you can keep the lift in your heels without splaying your knees out. Sometimes it's helpful for me to think like I have a block between my knees and I'm squeezing into that space. Arms stay fired up. Rise. Hold, 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 really reach. Heels down, arms down, forward fold. Half lift, fold forward, walk back forward to plank. Lower down either to your knees or straight legs. 1 cobra. Rise as high as you like. Lower, downward dog. If you need a half child's pose as a transition until your spine feels warm, take it. Walk your hands back to your feet. Half lift, fold forward. Curl yourself up. Arms extend up overhead. I'm just going to turn on an angle so you can see me a little better. Right arm crosses under. Work towards palms together. If that's too much for your shoulders, take a hug or half a cross. Sit into your left heel. Right leg comes up and over. My big toe stays to the mat if I keep my pelvis still, and that's where the work happens in my hips. If you're feeling like you want more in your back, hug your abdominals in and up as you round. Sit back up. Unwind your arms. Left arm crosses under. Work towards the wrap. Sit. Left leg up and over. See if you can keep your pelvis, your hips quiet as you take your big toe to the mat or the wrap. You can sit into your right heel or curl forward. Make sure you're breathing deep into your ribs, and as you exhale, your abdominals move in and up. Sit up, unwind, reach up, forward fold, half lift, fold forward, walk your hands forward, plank. Lower down, elbows stay close, cobra, downward dog. Moving to the top of your mat, gaze at your hands, walk your feet, half lift, fold forward. Bend your knees so your fingertips touch. Step your right foot back lightly. Separate your feet hip distance. Curl yourself up. High lunge, hands to your hips, bend in your right knee. You're welcome to keep your hands to your hips, or as your lower arms come down, arms come up. Arms come down. Arms come up. Arms down. Hold up. Lift out of your waist. If you want a little bit more in through your spine, lift your heart up towards the ceiling. Reach through your fingers, arms straight. Bend forward, frame your left foot. Pause. Shift the weight back. Hamstring stretch left leg. So if your shoulders sunk down to the ground, keep them in their regular place as if you were standing, so they're not wrapped down your back or up to your ears. If anybody wants a little bit more challenge, work into a standing split. Otherwise, you can stay here or come into the top of your mat. If you're working to standing split, weight shifts into your left leg. Right leg reaches up towards the ceiling. Left leg straightens. If you want a little more, then you can take your left hand to your left leg, and that just gives me a little bit more pull. Bend your left knee, hand down. Place your right foot beside your left, forward fold. Exhale out your mouth. Half lift, inhale. Fold forward. Left foot steps back lightly. Separate your feet. Curl yourself up, high lunge. If there's any wobble, once you rise and set your foundation, and then you work from there. Hands can stay to your hips or arms down, arms up. And if you're moving with your arms to activate your biceps, triceps, arms are straight, energize out through your fingers. Up, down, hold up, lift out of your waist. If you want a little bit more challenge, lift through your heart, start to reach back, arms straight. Frame your right foot. Shift the weight back without dropping your shoulders to the floor, hamstring stretch. You might need to walk your fingers back. Soften as much as you need to in your right knee. Options, stay here. Come to the top of your mat and forward fold, or work into standing split. Shift the weight into your right leg, left leg lifts. Up towards the ceiling. If you want a little more challenge, right hand for me comes to my calf area and I pull. And bend your right knee, lightly step your left foot to meet your right. Half lift, fold forward. Right foot steps back, angles down, left thumb to your left hip crease to hug your left hip back, so when you rise up into warrior, your hips are square, right arm up, left arm up. Arms come behind, clasp, open through your chest, reach your arms away. Stay here or curl forward into humble, and notice if your right hip wants to pop back. If it does, keep it where it is and intentionally move your left hip back. Press through your feet, rise. Arms reach up. Open to warrior two. Straighten your left leg. Reach up and settle in, warrior two. Palms face up. Palms down. Take that movement, initiate it from your shoulders now. Just notice the difference. Left palm up, reverse, extend back. Rise, reach forward. Rise, extend back. Forward. The forward is a hold, right arm almost touching your right ear, back off. And then if you're hanging out on your left arm, lift up a little bit. And you have the option to wrap your right arm around behind, looking for your left hip crease. And if you're there, then work to stack your right shoulder on top of your left. And for me, I need to lift up in order for my spine, my low back to be happy here. And that's good. Breathe fully into your ribs. Exhale, abdominals move in and up. Rise back up to warrior two. Pivot around, left foot. Hands frame your left foot, step back, downward dog. Plank, lower. Cobra. Toes tuck, downward dog. Gaze between your hands, step to the top of your mat, forward fold, Uttanasana. Left foot steps back, angles down, take your thumb, your right thumb into your right hip crease to snug your pelvis back. So when you rise up, both hips face the front. Left arm up, right arm up. Hands come behind. Clasp, open your chest, stay here, or curl forward without your left hip moving back. So move your right hip back as you curl forward. Head can be heavy, arms extend up towards the ceiling. Anchor through your feet, rise up. Arms up. Open, warrior two. Straighten. Sit. Reverse. Flow forward. Rise. Last time back. The front is a hold. Left arm almost touches your ear. You can touch it and then back off. And I'm feeling there's a lot of curve in my spine, so I'm backing up a little bit. No weight in my bottom arm. I'm going to take the wrap. Left shoulder opens, stacks on top of the right. Adjust. I'm adjusting my spine. Core supported breath. Press through your feet back up to warrior two. Pivot around. Frame your right foot. Downward dog. Flow if you'd like. You can pause in dog if you don't want to do a flow. Cobra. Dog. Come back forward. Lower all the way to your belly, to your knees if you like. And arms come out to either side. Actually, we'll take them up first. We'll go up first. We'll do 3 different arm variations. So pick up your right leg, reach it back, place it down. Do the same thing with your left leg, just an inch or so, reach it back, place it down. Anchor into your pelvis. As you inhale, lift your chest, lift your arms, lift your legs. Relax your neck, and really reach out through your arms. So arms are straight as you can get them. Keep that in your arms as you reach out to the side airplane. And then arms reach down towards your feet. Option to clasp your hands behind your back. This might help you get a little more height. Lower down. Release your arms. Turn your head to one side. And if you need to, side out your mouth. Feel your heartbeat. Should feel a little bit out of breath. Press your hands into the mat, tuck your toes. Lift up, back, downward dog. Gaze between your hands. Walk your feet up top of the mat. Half lift, fold forward. Rise up. Palms touch, arms down. Hands to your hips, step to the middle of your mat. I'm going to turn just a little bit on an angle so you can see me better. Weight shifts to your left leg, raise your right leg up. Arms extend up overhead. Now your hands can totally stay on your hips or take any other variation. Start to kick back. kick, reach. Not here for long. Rise up. Right leg up, hands to hips. Hips are quiet. Tree pose. Hands can stay here or to your heart center. If hands are at heart center, take them back to your hips. Roll your right shoulder back, down. Pick up your right foot. Left arm extends. Reach through your left side. Start to kick into your right hand. That may propel you forward. Kick and reach. Kick, reach. 3, 2, 1. Rise up. Hands back to your hip, right leg up, back to tree. And tree, staying here is one option. If you want to go a little deeper in through your hips and your glutes, start to bend your left knee, cross your right foot over, and start to sit back. Rise up. Step it out. Other side. Weight into your right leg. Left leg up. Arm variation, hands to hips. Up overhead. You can even interlace. Reach. And then start to kick. Right leg is straight. Reach. Opposite directions. Focus on your breath. Arms as straight as you can get them. Rise back up. Left leg up, hands to your hips. Pelvis stays quiet. Tree pose. Hands to hips. Heart center. Or you can even grow. If your hands aren't on your hips, they come back to your hips. Roll your left shoulder back. Pick up your left foot. Inside or outside, doesn't matter. Right arm extends. Stay here or fire it up. Kick back, reach forward. Kick back, reach forward. 3, 2, 1. Rise. Tree. Or slight bend in your right knee as you cross your left foot over and sit. Stand. Rise, reach, arms up. Fold forward. Half lift. Fold. Walk your hands forward. Walk your feet back, a downward dog. Shift forward into plank. Lower all the way to your belly. Bend your knees. Reach back to take your feet or your ankles. Bow pose, Dhanurasana. So your knees should be about 6 or 8 inches apart, basically hip distance. If this is too much for your shoulders, you're welcome to lift and come into skydiver. This is another place I like to lift up my right leg, reach it back, place it down, and do the same thing with my left. Anchor into your pelvis, and on your inhale, lift up. Stop at about 3/4 of the way and decide if that's where you need to stay. If you want to fire it up, go for it. Really kick into your hands. Kick. Lift. 3, 2, 1. Lower. Lower. If you need to exhale out your mouth, exhale out your mouth. Turn your head to one side. Eyes closed if you need to. Just feel your heartbeat. And when your breath has started to slow down, hands under your shoulders, press up, back, child's pose. Tabletop, downward dog. Pigeon, right leg extends out, right knee towards your right wrist. Place your leg down and slide your left leg back. If you have a block or you need some support for under your right hip, place the support there. You can stay upright. If you feel a little more open, you can come onto your forearms or all the way forward. Stay where you are if you're in pigeon. If pigeon's too much for you, you can also sit back here, figure 4 pose. I'm going to move into full pigeon. Stay forward if this is not in your practice. Full pigeon, you'll need to sit up, bend your left leg. That might be enough. You want to twist around to catch your foot. If you catch your foot, you can kick your foot in towards your bum if you want more into your quad, or kick back to get more into your shoulder. I also feel this in my bicep. Left leg comes down. Shift the weight back into your hands. Downward dog. Move around to get the blood flow back into your hips. If you'd like to flow before the other side pigeon, go ahead. Otherwise, just pause in downward dog. Left side, reach your left leg out, left knee to left wrist. Place your left shin down, slide your right leg back. If your body is even whispering for support, give it some support. You can stay upright, forearms all the way down, or if this is too much, your figure 4 pose to open your hips. If you're craving a little bit more, you can work into full pigeon, otherwise stay. Full pigeon, straight arms, bend your right leg. If that's enough, that is enough. If you want more, twist around, catch your foot. You can either kick your foot in or out, or a little bit of both. Release your right foot, shift the weight back, left leg back, downward dog. Flow, option, of course. Dog. Separate your feet wide, like the distance of your mat. Come forward into plank. Tap your knees down, straighten your legs. Tap your knees down, straighten your legs. Tap, straighten. Tap, straighten. Stop if you need to. Straighten, tap, straighten. 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Sit back, child's pose. Roll yourself up. Sit your hips off to the side. Extend your legs out. You might want to walk your hips back, just so that you're sit on your sit bones. Cross your right foot over your left leg. Your left leg is straight, left toes in. Come to your fingertips so that you stay upright rather than leaning back. Left arm extends up. First, start to twist from either your low belly or your low back, wherever you can connect to, and then climb up your spine. Left arm comes down. Resist pulling, because that's just a shoulder pull. And then you lose the benefits from getting into your obliques and your side waist. Untwist, counter pose. Keep your legs where they are, soften. Take your left hand to beside or in front of your left hip. Right arm can stay here, or you lean forward, your right sit bone lifts up, and maybe you take your left foot or your straight leg. This might take a little bit of adjustment to do, and I take my knee in towards my armpit, so there's some leverage there. You lean forward and see if you can lift up. Baby grasshopper. You might want to turn your right foot towards the center. Sit down. If you lift it off, uncross, shake out your legs. I'm going to turn around because it's a little easier to see. Cross your left foot over, plant the sole of your left foot down, left fingertips behind. Right arm extends up, and then start to twist. Let's twist from low, climb up your spine. Right arm comes down without pulling. So nothing is really happening in my right arm other than I'm energizing it. Untwist, open it up. Soften the twist. You can stay right here, or your right hand comes beside your right hip, left arm, somewhere down your right leg. Maybe lean forward to catch your foot. Now my left sit bone lifted in order for that to happen. Leverage into my armpit and my knee. Lean forward. See if you can lift off. Baby grasshopper. Sit back down. Release your legs. Give yourself a windshield wiper. Soles of the feet come together. Lengthen. Curl yourself. Abdominals in and up. Forward. If this is too much for your hips, stay upright. Or you can take a gentler variation. I love this diamond because it can still be deep and grounding. Sit back up. Release your legs. And come on onto your back for Shavasana. So thank you for joining me today. Please take a few minutes on your back in Shavasana. Let yourself go. Let yourself feel and absorb all the benefits from your practice. I thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you all again in class whenever that happens. Namaste.